Hello. Hello, good students of FSI. This is Miss Frazier, and I am pleased to be with you today. I miss seeing all of you, and this is the next best thing we could come up with for us to be able to keep our learning going. And this is the way it has to be under these circumstances. So, we have hopes of getting back in the building, but until then, this is what we're doing. So the objective in this video is to reinforce the meaning of your Malcolm X vocabulary words before you take the quiz, okay? When we talk about words and their meanings, you wrote sentences when we played the 9 grid game. And because when you wrote those sentences, it really stuck with you, and you did better on the vocab quiz when you wrote the sentences. So doing this is very worthwhile. Okay, I would put my 9 grid chart on the behind me, but we aren't playing the game right now. But if we go live and we have a small group, we can still play the game again. So I will use the whiteboard as usual to write my sentences on. And if you'd like to get your paper and write along with me, so you write your own sentences, I just won't be able to see it when you turn it because we're not doing it that way today. But I've got also, let's see if I can get this to, I think I may have to set it on something. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this working. Okay, so here's our word. Oof. I may have to scrunch down a little bit. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. This is all an experiment, by the way. So you might have your paper ready, and our first word for our Malcolm X vocabulary happens to be, so the word influence is with the E, and then influential, remove the E and put the, sure looks backwards to me, but it's going to work out here. I hope you can read that. And influential means someone that has an influence over another. And in this case, exercising power. So having or exercising power, that's influential. So the sentence I came up with for Malcolm X is Elijah Muhammad was an influential person in Malcolm X's life. So I'm going to write that sentence down, and then you can write your sentence. So we'll do the next one together since I just said that sentence. But think of someone in your life who is influential, and it could be someone who's influential in a good way, and it could be someone maybe that's influential and maybe that hasn't been such a great influence. So it could go positive or negative or in between. Okay, so let me turn that off. Sorry about that. Okay. So that's the word influential and influence. Okay. Our next word is hostile. Ooh, goodness. What is hostile? I know you've heard this word before, but we're talking about Malcolm X. And so you know some of the situations that he was in, and he experienced the racial inequality and the hostile part of that is it's characterized by ill will. That means somebody is wanting to hurt someone else. Okay. So I'm going to write down my sentence and you write down your sentence, and I'll give us about 20 seconds. Ready, set, go. Okay. Okay, so that took us 20 seconds, right at 20. So here's my sentence, and maybe you can share yours with me at another time, or you could put it in an email to me. That would work too. So here's the sentence. People were hostile to Malcolm X and he received death threats. Okay. So super unfriendly to the point of hurting another. Okay. All right. Now, if we were doing our 9 grid game, we'd be rolling the dice right now, but we'll do that another time. Next word is militant. Militant. And I've underlined how you say it, militant. Militant. And then this related to the word military. So if you can think of militant and military being similar, then that'll help you remember the meaning. Military, militant. So I'm going to write my next sentence so you can begin as well. Ready, set, go. We'll do it for 20 seconds again. Doing well. 15 seconds left. Okay, very good. Hopefully you're done writing. I'll show you this one. Before Malcolm X went to Mecca, he had a militant point of view towards white people. Okay. Meaning they could be harmed. Okay. Very good. So far, we have had hostile and influential, and now militant. And I know you've come across these already in your reading. Let's see what this one is. Pilgrimage. Okay. So this next challenge, I challenge you to use pilgrimage and equality in one sentence. And you all have done this before quite well. So I challenge you to use those 2 words in one sentence. And most of you know equality because we've been studying from Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. We talked about equality and injustice, and inequality and injustice, and equality and justice. Those go together. And so we already know about equality. So that's why I put these 2 together, because pilgrimage is actually a journey to a sacred place. Okay. So think of Malcolm X and where did he go for a pilgrimage? So pilgrimage and equality. And I'm going to have to stack that like that a little bit like, okay. So ready, set, right. Okay. Okay, time. Here it is. After Malcolm X made a pilgrimage to Mecca, his outlook towards all mankind was one of equality. Whoops, I think I didn't write that correct. After Malcolm X made a pilgrimage to Mecca, his outlook was one of equality for mankind. Okay, so we have pilgrimage as one of the words, where he made a sacred journey, and equality, to where he thought everyone should be treated equally, no matter what color their skin. Okay, very good. You're keeping up. I can almost feel like you're here with me. So we've been doing this so much since I started playing 9 Grid, which was a little while ago. Okay, so the next one, imprison. And you can also, it basically means in the prison. To be imprisoned means you are in prison, okay? In a confined area, as in jail. Okay, so ready? 20 seconds, right. Okay. Okay, almost time. Finish it up. Very good. Here we go. Malcolm X was imprisoned for 6 years for stealing. Okay. So imprisoned means he was in prison. Go over there. Okay. Very good. Very good. All right. The next, we have total of 10 is all. And these 10 words will be the ones that you will be having your quiz over. So I just wanted to give you an upper hand this time to make sure that you are prepared to know the meanings of these words and do your best on the vocab quiz, as you always do, as I know you always do. Okay, so the next word is revolution. And you can see below that I put revolt. So revolt is where you are rebelling or going against, in this case, the government. If people are in a revolution, they want to overthrow the government of who's governing them. Okay. So let's think a minute and put that in a sentence. Here we go. Ready, set, revolution. Go. Okay. Time. That was probably 25 seconds. There are people who oppose their country's government and start a revolution. Okay. All right. Okay, Kat, what do you think? This is Kate, the cat, and she's very interested by what I've been doing lately out here, and I'm home all the time now. So she likes that part, but she's very curious what's going on. Okay, we have assassinate, and we know that Malcolm X was assassinated by the Nation of Islam. So that was a very sad time that anybody would become killed murdered, basically murdered. That's what assassination is a murder of someone who is especially known or socially known or prominent, okay, in society. Okay, like in 1963 when John F. Kennedy was assassinated. He was killed. He was murdered. So in this case with Malcolm X, he was also assassinated or murdered. So go ahead and write a sentence that has the word assassinate or assassinated. Okay. If you don't want to use assassination, that is fine too. Okay, ready, go. There we go. Men plotted to assassinate Malcolm X. They did. And they were found guilty and imprisoned. There's one of your words again, imprisoned, to be contained, to be locked up as in jail. Okay, we're down to 2 words left to talk about. I wished I did have you live, but we're making the best of the situation until I can meet with you live on Zoom is probably where I'll meet with you. Okay, whenever someone loses someone dear to them or a pet and they're sad, they might be in grief. It's called they're in mourning. If you feel sadness, you will mourn. You will miss that person or pet or close relative, whoever it is. Okay, so let's write down a sentence that you can help remember the word mourn. Ready, go. Okay. We lost our dog and we mourn him. We are sad we lost him. Okay. Very good. I'm sure your sentence is something similar. Okay. Or we are in mourning. You could say it that way. The very last one, compromise. So if 2 people are disagreeing about something and they want to make a decision about it, sometimes they will meet halfway and decide that they can figure out a solution by inching a little bit this way, inching a little bit this way for the other person, and come to an agreement or a compromise. Okay. So let's say I wanted to meet a friend and at a park, and we decided that the compromise would be for both of us to walk there instead of one person going to get the other, then going back to the park that's halfway between us, for example. That's kind of a location example of compromise. My husband and I came to a compromise that if he cooks, I do the dishes, and if I cook, he does the dishes. So he's very motivated to cook because he would rather not do the dishes. All right. And that's fine because I do love his cooking. But so that's what compromise is about. Okay. And I have to tell you, if you're viewing this, all the teachers at FSI and the administration are very proud of you for getting hooked into online learning, and that there's a priority for you. We're very proud of you for making that choice to be part of FSI and our learning. So way to go. and I'll be sending emails out, and we'll be doing some other assignments together, and we can talk about how to best learn and remember things that that are important, of how to do things. If you need help with that, we'll do our best to help you. So be safe and be well. And thank you very much for being a part of this session today. Miss you.